I want to warmly welcome everyone to our beautiful downtown of Columbia. Have such a wonderful happy hour together. Thank you.
Now let's welcome our Honorable Mr. Mayor.
Can y'all hear me without the mic? Can y'all hear me good? No? I don't like microphones. You can hear me? Good. Welcome to the capital city. Your capital city. We're so excited everyone's here, and I really appreciate you all being here. I appreciate the opportunity to work with the association. It's so important. When you talk about collaboration, this community was built on small businesses. And there was a reason why it was built on small businesses. Because small businesses grow here, stay here, hire here, and guess what? They give back here. They become part of our community. So we appreciate your 300 members being part of it. We're so excited that everyone is... He is not my friend. But it is important as we talk about collaboration. Collaboration is more important. And for Columbia, it's been the backbone of our community. But it also was our negative for a long time. We did not really create the partnerships that we want to create. We have one of the most diverse communities in South Carolina. We're the capital city. We're surrounded with 6 colleges and universities, 2 historic black colleges. We also have Fort Jackson here. Fort Jackson is the largest training base on the East Coast. It's $6.7 billion to our community. The innovation, the opportunities that come not only with our fort, our universities, but our small businesses is where the crossroads intersect. And this is how we're going to continue to grow. Our agenda has been over the last 4 years really focused on building relationships, building opportunities, clearing the pathways to make it easier to start a business and be part of this community. No matter where you're from, how you want to start, dreams happen here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm very fortunate because we have an incredible staff. One of them is here, Ayesha Driggers from our Office of Business Opportunity. She is a resource to our community. As I was talking to Mr. Wayne earlier, one of the things Michael and I got to work on is making sure that our communities know the resources that are available for them. They want to be. We have small business administration here. Why is that important? The small business administration has opportunities to really help get your dreams off the ground through separate funding sources, refinancing of debt, being able for you to use your inventory and your other collateral items to help get working capital and others. And if you're in the manufacturing business, there's going to be a lot of changes this fall that are coming your way to open up more doors for funding, easier routes to get funding in small businesses. At the same time, one of the things that we're focused on at the city is creating more opportunities internally. We spend millions of dollars every year. We want to keep spending those millions of dollars locally, which means we need businesses to help fill the void that can solve problems for us, not only through contracts, but services and goods. We want to increase our minority participation, our disadvantage of women. We've been increasing it every year, but we're not satisfied where we are. I know our county counterpart for our Office of Small Business Opportunity here, we had a joint venture not too long ago. We had all those businesses there. People left excited because the city and the county with the same mission, grow our small businesses. The support of our SBA partners, continue to grow. But we cannot do that alone. And you know what we have to learn? We have to figure out, what are we missing? What are our opportunities? What have we done wrong? Who haven't we reached in contact? That's why relationships like this are so important. That's why relationships with our communities are important. But it's a two-way street. We've got to work together. We've got to share information. We got to be able to sit down at the table as we are here. Maybe not do a lot of icebreakers. As I looked around, we some terrible examples. And we didn't listen to directions real well. But we did have a smile on our face, which is important. But really sharing the thoughts and ideas and the hurdles. What are we doing? How are we can better work together? We need to know what we're not doing well. We can't fix it if we don't know, right? But we've seen tremendous growth. We've had more business openings in the last 3 years than we've had in record numbers. We've seen more business licenses, small to large, happening in here. The Midlands is the place to be in South Carolina right now. We're growing by 28 people a day across the Midlands. And it doesn't matter if you're opening a business in Lexington or Columbia or Kershaw or Irmo or Valentine, you're part of the Midlands. We're sharing customers, we're sharing resources, we're working together. Doesn't matter, KC, West Columbia, town, Lexington, Richland County, Lexington County, Newberry County, Kershaw, Camden, we're all working together, we're communicating. Tomorrow we're actually having a regional mayor's luncheon. Why is that important? Because we're sharing how do we support each other, both at the federal, state, and local level. How are we working together? It's no longer, oh, they're getting that, I can't support that. No, it's we know that if one of us gets the new Samsung plant, or one of us gets Scout Motors, the rest of us grow. It's about supporting each other. But we got to do it at every level. And for years we didn't communicate as much as we should, and now we are. And so, if there's an opportunity for us to support you, if there's an opportunity for us to help go after a grant, if there's an opportunity for us to help support your business, let's do it, let's communicate, let's talk about it, let's share it. Because we're growing and we want every business here to grow, no matter what corner of the community. It doesn't matter if you're in the city or the county, it doesn't matter. You are part of the Midlands. We are one community. That's why the Low Country and the Upstate grew the way they did, because they were one community. And we want to continue to grow that. We're going to continue to invest to make it easier to do business in our communities. We're going to continue to go after every grant and every opportunity that we can share and bring down all the way to every level to make sure that every corner has that. But it only works when we collaborate. So I want to appreciate not only reaching out and continuing to reach out, and she's a stickler, which is good. But sometimes we need that. But working together. I see my friend Karen from Karen Catering down there. And look, talk about a story. She from catering out of her house to a truck to a special events place, digging in, being in every corner, being part of our community. It doesn't matter if she's serving us at city council or if she's serving in the community. Last time I saw her, she was working the Universal Soul Circus, providing food. But these are success stories. If you haven't participated in seeing Soda City is our incubator. #1 farmers market in the United States, voted by USA Today. Why is that important? Because it's an incredible place for people to get exposed to a business. It's an incredible place for people to get exposed to a different culture, food, cuisine. My grandmother used to say that food is a way to bring people together. She said my grandfather never made a deal that wasn't at the dinner table. Why? Food calms people down. It takes their fear and ambitions away. 2, it creates conversation. So when people leave the table, they feel more like family than adversaries. It's the best place to conduct business. It's the best place to do it. We have that opportunity. We're going to do it. But we're growing, and we're going to continue to grow. But we only grow as strong as our pieces. So I challenge you all with this. Think about a puzzle piece. What does a puzzle piece do? It connects multiple pieces, right? Can't finish the puzzle without each piece. So when you leave here today, I want you to think about what piece of the puzzle are you? And who are you going to connect to help them get one step further and help us close that puzzle? Make that piece count. What are you going to do with those different edges? How are you going to play your part in your community at all levels? Not just in your comfort zone. And then I got a second challenge for you. Go to lunch with somebody you don't know yet. Somebody from a different community. Because we tend to eat lunch and share meals only with the people we know. But every time I sit at the table with somebody I haven't met before, I learn something new. I find something that we have in common. And then we find out that the world's a really small place. And so I challenge you with those two things. To continue to do that. And I want to thank you again for having us here. Thank you for the work that you all do, both in our sister Carolina. We're the real Carolina. We appreciate you in our sister Carolina. But I hope as we all leave here today that we continue to stay in touch, that we continue to work together, because collaboration, relationship building are the key to success. For us to grow, it is all built by relationships. It's not just transactions, it's relationships. Thank you.
Well, I guess since we're not using a mic, I'll introduce you all too. It's a pleasure to be with you all here today. My name is Aditi Bussells. I serve as your at-large councilwoman, which means alongside the mayor and my colleague on council, I get to represent the entire city. And it has been such an honor these last 4 years to do that. Now, I know the mayor touched on a lot of our council's efforts. We've worked really hard to make it easier to do business in Columbia, because we recognize that when small businesses are thriving, families are thriving, and then we have the revenue and resources we need to build cool things like, some of the new parks that are coming right up the road with major renovations, or more walkable cities or more bikeable cities. And so I think that you've seen that over the last 4 years. But what I wanted to touch on is kind of my personal connection to the cause. As you all know, I am of Indian descent, and yes, India is in Asia, and I'm very proud to be the first AAPI elected to Columbia. But I think that really speaks to where there is a gap in terms of our voices being heard, as it relates to the wants, the needs, the resources, whether it's getting resources in languages that make it easier for you to understand the types of things that the county or the city have to offer, or getting recognition in terms of some of the great work that you've already been doing, or connecting to networks that already exist here. And that's something that I'd like to work on with you all, is to get the AAPI community more plugged in with all of the great things that are happening in the capital city. Oftentimes we just work really hard, keep our head down, and do what needs to get done. We don't take the time to celebrate our small successes, right? And we come here with an idea and a dream, whether it's to South Carolina from another state, or it's from another country to the US, right? And so it's really important that while we're doing that and we're building our vision and building our dreams, that we also take time to make sure that our needs and our voices are at the table as well. And so I'm very much looking forward to continuing to build this relationship with you all and really understand the ways in which our Office of Business Opportunities, as well as all of our economic development resources, can better plug you in terms of all of the great work that we're doing. One of the things I'm also really passionate about as a child of immigrants that immigrated here in the 80s is I want to make sure that the next generation is equipped with that as well. I've had many conversations with AAPI business owners across the Midlands, and they say, we're not really sure who's going to take over after we retire. And I want to build that pipeline. We need to have a pipeline of qualified contractors, minority-owned business owners that can continue to provide the services that have been in our community for so long. And so I want to understand and hear the ways in which the city can help with that. Oftentimes, you guys are all doing great work, and we can be that connector and be here to make that happen. So I know that this is just the beginning in terms of us being able to work together, but know that it is very much an honor to serve kind of as an ambassador to the AAPI community, and anything I can do to lend my platform and help raise awareness about all of the great work that you all are doing, and also, frankly, to shed stereotypes about who we are and how diverse we are, and all the different ethnic groups that make up the AAPI community. I'm always ready and willing to do that. Thank you all for being here. It is a pleasure to support all of the great work you're doing, and I promise you that we continue to be committed in terms of making it as easy as possible for you all to bring your dreams to life. Thank you.
I'm Ayesha Driggers with the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities. I do have to shout out Kalina Ginyard. If you just wave, Kalina, she's part of our staff, our amazing staff, and she has some brochures that she's going to pass out to everyone with our contact information. I have to admit, I woke up under the weather, but I said I was going to push through because I wanted to be here and just share the resources that we have. And the passion that I have for our small business community is echoed throughout our ecosystem. So Richland County, SBA, our city leadership, we all have a passion for helping small businesses. It's not just a job, it's what we wake up every day, and we're looking forward to seeing how we can help our small businesses grow and thrive. So thanks again for having us here. I have a staff of 8 amazing people who come in every day to see how we can assist our small business community. And I'm just gonna take some time just to share with you some of the pillars of our office to see if there's an opportunity for us to connect. The mayor talked about being a puzzle piece, and I really think that describes our office really well. We come in with the opportunities to connect small businesses with the different resources that are available. Even if the city doesn't have that resource, we will do the work to figure it out. We don't believe in passing the buck to someone else. We'll make the phone calls so that we can make that connection. So one of our first pillars is our community loan program. We have funding that's available. So oftentimes people are looking for grants. We don't have any grants currently. But we do have a loan program that's available with a low interest loan. Right now that loan is about at 4%. And we have a loan officer in our office, Brett Whiting. So if anyone is interested in the loan opportunities and you're located within the city of Columbia, I encourage you to reach out to Brett, or you can call me directly and we can figure out, we'll schedule a meeting and see how we can provide assistance to you. Currently we have about, I think 60 loans in our portfolio of about $4 million. And a lot of that includes some private funding as well. So we're very proud of our loan program. We also have contractor and supplier diversity. Several of our speakers have talked about vendors that are available in the city of Columbia. So if you provide a good or service, that's a great opportunity for us to sit down and talk about what services you provide. We've been able to creatively work with businesses throughout the Midlands to see how we can provide assistance. One of those is here today, Dion Jenneret, if you'll wave. We've been able to successfully work with him in the past, and we're talking about some upcoming events, including one that we're partnering with him for later on this year. And then one of the big things we do, which Kalina's responsible for, are workshops and trainings. We do workshops throughout the year, probably at least 1 or 2 a month, that with no cost to the community. And we'll talk about things like this month we'll do copyright and patent law. So we'll bring in an attorney to talk about that because we've had a few questions about what that process looks like. We'll talk about marketing, business plan implementation, lots of different topics that are of interest to our small business community. We also maintain a directory. So what we've done is we go into each department within the city of Columbia to see what type of services they need. So we know what Public Works needs, we know what Parks and Recreation needs, and we can provide that directory to our vendors, and they say, oh, I do office supplies, let me reach out to HR, or oh, I do graphic design, let me reach out to public relations. So we maintain that list in our office. Regarding another upcoming event, like I spoke about Biz Arts, Dion and I spoke recently about how we can do an event to bring in the small businesses with their creatives. So on September 21st, we'll be at the Columbia Museum of Art doing a Biz Art event. We'll also feature our documentary about the Black Business District. So the way that you can find out about all the wonderful things we have going on in the city is to sign up on our newsletter. If you go to obo.columbiasc.gov, on the right side, there's a link to sign up for our newsletter, and you can click on that then. So I'm so glad to be here. I look forward to working with you all in the future, and just thank you for being here.